Okay, Miss Theodora is here with me this morning. That's about the only part of her name I can say. What is your full name?
Not that hard. Tasia Malakasis.
Tasia, which is very pretty.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Jamie was trying to tell us your story here just a little while ago, but we thought it'd be better if you did it.
It got a little off skew, didn't it?
It got really off skew there.
So I had a whole other career and was in New York City, and I walked into a high-end gourmet shop, and I was looking at foods from all over the world, cheeses from all over the world, and I'm in this Dean and DeLuca, and I pick up this one cheese, and on the label it says made in Elkmont, Alabama. So
you're like, wow.
I'm like, wow, we've got a lot of things going for us in Alabama, right? But boiled peanuts and barbecue, but besides that on the food scene, there's not much. So a really high-end goat cheese that had, what I found out, 100 national awards and was written up as one of the finest American artisan creameries, and I had it, served at the White House. I mean, I'm like, well, I was really shocked, so I was very curious. I had no idea that would eventually lead me back home to be a cheesemaker, but voila, here I am.
What did you do? You decided to go up there and you worked for a while and learned everything you possibly could?
I did, actually. So I was in 2006, I was working in Philadelphia, and I just said I'm done, and I quit, and I called the owner of Belchev, and I said, I just quit my job, and I'm coming home to make cheese. So I did. So I came home, and I worked for free for 6 months, and we worked out a little due diligence, and now I'm a cheesemaker.
Honest question. All the boys, when you tell them what you do, they're like, I can't picture you on a farm.
Yes, so I had somebody tell me that, well, you don't look like a goat herder. And I said, because I'm not. Because I'm not. I'm a cheesemaker. So I'm actually not Jamie, the dairyman. I don't milk goats every day.
But you know how the whole process works.
Absolutely.
You've seen it all.
Well, and but I'm a cheesemaker. We take that fine ingredient and we make wonderful cheeses from it. Yes.
How many different products do you have, or is that a ridiculous question?
No, it's not a ridiculous question. So we do all fresh French-style goat's milk cheeses, and we kind of do some spoofs off of those, some really high-end traditional cheeses. For instance, like our breakfast cheeses, we've got 4 of these, but this is from a French tradition of taking a fromage blanc and stirring in something sweet and having that for breakfast. So since Americans mostly don't know what a fromage blanc is or what to do with it, we made these up and called them breakfast cheeses, and they're doing really well across the U.S.
When we call that breakfast cheese, Jamie really understands that a whole lot easier. Matthew's definitely going to add you to the menu. She's definitely a Chick-fil-A fan. How can people find you? What's the best way to order cheese? Is it the website?
Yes, so belchev.com. We're doing a lot of holiday gifts. So if you want to ship those anywhere in the country, we wrap them up in these beautiful boxes and insulate them and ship them on. But we're in local stores, so we're in the Publix. Piggly Wiggly. We're in the Publix in Athens, and we're in Huntsville, even in Costco and Earth Fare and wonderful retailers. Yeah.
What is your favorite dish to cook with your cheese? Do you have a favorite?
Here's the thing about goat cheese. I think that probably a lot of people don't know. It's really versatile. I would probably say it's the most versatile cheese. So I use it from breakfast to dessert. So look, speaking of desserts, we've got a goat cheese cheesecake. So any way that you use a cream cheese, you can use a goat cheese. It's healthier for you, plus it's got a little more flavor. Plus it's a real product as opposed to something that might be manufactured in a lab.
Processed or bad for you.
Yes, exactly. So I put it in my omelets, and I'll put it in salads or on pizzas, and then and making desserts with it too. It's a lot of fun.
I think the healthiest part of it too you enjoy, because I mean, obviously you're eating a lot of your product.
I am.
You look nice and fit and healthy.
Thank you.
So see how much better for you.
Cheese has fat in it, and we don't skim any of the fat. So actually, I had a culinary school professor that I love to say. He said, fat is flavor and salt is love, and that's my motto. So we don't take any of the fat out of it, but it's good fat. I mean, it's healthy for you, good on your digestive system, and so we tell people that goat cheese makes you sexier, skinnier, and smarter. So we're hoping that you might get some.
All right. Well, make sure I get that number.
Yeah.
Orders in there. All right. Well, I just know you're not going to get through this segment without Jamie over here having anything to say.
So you still don't know how to milk a goat?
I didn't say I didn't know how to milk a goat. I said I don't milk goats. You come and make cheese with me one day. How about that?
Okay.
Oh, you'll be in for a treat.
All right, well, where actually
It's
are you
on now.
located up? Now, you're located near the mayor's town over here of Elkton, Tennessee. You don't get out in Alabama a whole lot, do you?
I do, of course.
Yeah.
It's my state. Proud of it.
I'm glad you knew who Nick Saban was.
She had a little help.
Yeah, I got you. So you're telling me you're trying to start to where we all should be eating cheese for breakfast like they do over in France. That's, for you folks not knowing a lot, that's not around here anywhere.
Thank you for clarifying.
Just make sure.
We?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Bathroom's right back there.
No, he
I guess you've heard all the cheese jokes.
Yes, I have.
So we don't need to go there.
I'm trying to decide how to answer that.
Yeah, okay.
So I wouldn't hear anymore.
Just want to make sure. So basically, you're up in New York with a job up there in New York City.
New York City.
And you just happen to see in one of these high-scale stores that you uppity up people go to.
One of those. Yeah.
And you see it as Elkmont, Alabama.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Now, what were you doing before? I mean, what is your education in?
Well, I have a literature degree from the University of Alabama, Huntsville. So, but I spent 15 years just about in the internet technology space. So, technologies for internet advertising, actually.
You still do any of that?
I don't.
So you don't even advertise your cheese on the internet?
I don't advertise at all. I have wonderful people like you who have me on, and that's
Oh, and
that's
Southern
fun.
Living Stories.
Southern Living, that's a little magazine. Who reads that? I mean, come on. Except
Matthew knew all about it when
Yeah, he knew all about it.
Everybody watches your show.
Well, yeah, since this is the
thank
first
you.
time you've ever even been here, and and now that you know what a living legend I actually am, the cheese, yesterday we had grits and shrimp, today we're having cheese. So that shows you what kind of culinary specialists we really are on this morning program.
Oh, yeah.
Did you bring anything to eat from Elkton? I bought plenty of beer up there in the past, I'm going to say that. But anyway, so basically, what is your plans for expansion up here in Elkmont?
Yes, so we're working on a new creamery now in Elkmont, and so we need more space, and we actually need more space for people to come see us. We have a lot of people from all over the country say, can we come and tour your facility? And mostly my answer has to be no.
There's nothing really to
We're
see.
so small. Well, it's not that there's not much to see, but we have a tiny little facility. Again, come make cheese with us and you'll see.
Do you know they used to have a play in Ardmore? I just saw a Country Rover story. That's what made me a legend.
Okay.
You were a
And it's
kid
on mine.
growing up at Grissom, and I was at 31, and did all this. They closed at the Ardmore Cheese Factory.
Yeah, that's right. No, I remember.
I don't think the Ardmore Cheese Factory. Ardmore Cheese. What do they call it, Frank? Ardmore Cheese
Ardmore Cheese
Company or
Factory,
something.
yeah.
It was right there, but anyway, I did a thing. But they had hoop cheese. You may not know what hoop cheese is, but hoop cheese goes with. You know what a sawmill lunch is?
No.
Well, I'm
She's
about to
learning
teach you
so
something.
much
A
today.
sawmill lunch is what regular workers, like people like me, Tony, Frank. You're kind of up Matthew, so you wasn't counting it. And
Does Chick-fil-A serve sawmill lunch?
No, you take a cracker, and you know what it is.
She does.
You know what? You take a cracker, a piece of souse meat or bologna, and a piece of hoop cheese, and you put it together, and that's your lunch.
Aren't you glad he doesn't have any this
Okay, but
morning?
did you have that in Chicago?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So anyway, y'all know what?
I've never had it here.
You know what? Over in Russell, Tom had a grocery store. See, you got to add
You
that.
sold a lot of it. So how do you sell a cracker and some bologna and a piece of cheese?
We had city and
Notice
county
she didn't say
workers
sounds.
come by and
Yeah.
I would
Slice them up for him, yeah. Tom's not Mike, so we have to mimic what he's saying.
yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
All right, so I gotta
So that's
know how
something you
this
might
works.
want to start.
Yeah,
You
I could.
You start, and I'll take full credit for that.
Okay, I like the idea. I
Done.
do.
So basically, how many?
Sawmill lunch. Do you get it in a box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first,
Sorry
thanks
to
for
lie.
coming over this morning. Thank you for bringing us a little
It was
cheese.
really delicious,
I'm
too.
hoping you probably brought us 2 or 3 boxes of free stuff outside.
No, that's going to happen when you go watch her.
Around this area, where can people
the
get it
cheese.
besides Piggly Wiggly and Publix?
For me, at the creamery or
So they can
online.
actually come up. How do you?
Yeah.
Okay, they can't come up there and buy stuff.
Well, they
there.
can, but we just, again, you're walking in on us kind of making cheese. But we just can't bring that many people.
So if I want to come up and get my hands in some cheese, I can do that.
Most
Yes.
definitely.
Well, we have to wash them, but yeah.
You don't wear gloves or
They'll
anything?
And put a hairnet on that beautiful
I
hair.
can't wear a hairnet. Huh?
Yeah.
One thing I refuse to do is do a hairnet.
You would
Did
have
you
to.
hear that? Refuse. Well, let's make him do it.
Yeah, I'll refuse
Oh, we
to
can
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks again for coming up.
Thank you for
how do you
having
pronounce
me.
your name again?
Bob Johnson.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, good. You fit right in.
Tasia
You
Malakasis.
don't you need to buy a TV station? I mean, that way to further promote your cheese.
I was thinking about it.
Now think how
much?
well we would go over in New York.
It'd be great. I think we should start a show.
We do.
A cooking
You know,
show.
you got some
Yeah.
contacts. Tell them you met this guy down in Athens. It's
Who won't
really
shut up.
something. Anything else we need to know about cheese?
Just to come on
Cheese and chicken,
bellshow.com
Matthew.
or
Order more.
buy some, yeah.
Cheese and chicken. Cheese and chicken. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk to the mayor of Elkton, Tennessee. They got something big coming up, and then we'll talk about the Athens Christmas parade that we shot on a relatively warm last Thursday night in the city of Athens. Y'all, hang on.
Happy holidays! Amen! Ha ha ha!